Hey guys, Matt's Garage here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to flush your radiator to clean it up and to make it run nicer and cooler. Now, as you can see over in the reservoir, I have absolutely barely 0 to none in my coolant. Now what you're going to do is you're going to open up your radiator cap, and as you can see, it's a dirty orange. Dirty orange has rust particles and it probably hasn't been cleaned out for a while. Now this truck specifically takes a 56 to 44 water mixture, but I bought the concentrate, 1 gallon. I have another if I need it, but that is just for now. But first I'm going to show you guys how to clean out the radiator, so I'll be back when I'm ready. I'm back and I'm ready to go. And as you can see down here inside of the radiator itself, there is a little pocket, and I don't know what you want to call it, but it's almost like a clip that you can screw out. It's made of plastic. So what you want to do is you're going to unturn that, and then there's holes that this can drain through down into a bucket. Have your bucket ready, and this stuff can be recycled at your auto parts store. I don't know, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, Advanced Auto. They might take it. You have to call first. If not, your community will take it, the disposal. And I'll get that off, and we'll be right back. So with my bucket set up, I'm going to release this and watch the fluid drain out. Let me just get a good grip on it here. It'll be hard to get to a little bit, especially if you have a big hand. So now you get to it, start turning it, and it's going to start letting that fluid out. It'll be probably messy. And there it is, it's coming out. Might squirt a little bit, so be ready for that. And as you can see, it is flowing out of there into our bucket. Make sure your bucket's picking up all of it. As you can see, it's picking up a lot of it. So let that drain, and when that's done draining, we'll drain the rest of the reservoir, and we'll be ready to fill up with our radiator mostly drained. You come down here and you can see how much fluid actually is in there, and this is the piece I was talking about that I had to remove to leak the coolant into this bucket. And after this is done, what you're going to want to do is just put it back in, take that piece, put it back down here. After it's finished, it's almost done. I mean, it has a little stream still coming out, but we're still flushing it, so I think it's fine. So just shove that back right in there where it came from, and the rest of it will drain out that's already in there. So let it slowly finish up down there, and you're gonna have to close that off so when you're cleaning the valve, not the valve, but the lines out. Next, what you're gonna want to do is take some water. In your case, you should usually use some distilled water, but I don't use distilled water. Look at that, dirty. Now usually coolant should be a bright orange, not a dirty, rusty red orange, like dark orange like this is. So once I get ready to put in the water and everything, I will be right back. Almost forgot about was draining the reservoir, even though there's not that much in there. As if I open up the reservoir, you can see there's still a little bit of coolant in there. So what we're going to do is find where this hose comes from. So this hose down here comes all the way up to right here. Now to take that off, it is a flat head, and you're just going to remove that. Even though it's corroded, it comes right off. That'll loosen it where you can move that hose off as so, but I'm not going to take it off until I move my coolant container over to here. I see where my coolant hose is. Gravity will do most of this, and as you can see, it pours right out, and the reservoir is not full now. Now with that done, put your hose back on like so. Tighten that back up, since we will be running the engine with water in it. I'd tighten it about to where it was last time. Just be careful, don't over tighten it, don't not tighten it enough. And now we're ready to put our water. Hey guys, I am back, and I've got my funnel here ready to go, and I'm going to start pouring the water in. So let me get this situated to where you guys can see what I'm doing. There's the funnel. I got some water. You're going to need more than what I have here. but it's a starter. So just fill your radiator up with water. There's probably going to be air bubbles in this, so what you're going to want to do is find your nearest hose and squeeze it, but fill it up as much as it'll go. And this will take some time, but it will ensure that you get everything out of there that's hurtful. Okay, so as you can see, my radiator isn't taking any more water, but it should be. So I'm going to squeeze this hose, and yeah, there we go, getting some of those air bubbles. That isolates the air and pushes it right on out as I put more water in. And I did it again. So I'm going to squeeze that hose a few more times. And it goes down a little bit. This is just to ensure that there's no air in the system that could be stopping it. And it seems to be about full. Just about. And there's some you could put in the reservoir if you want. And as you can see, it actually did put a little bit in there. So I actually want to drain out the rest of that, the reservoir that came out. And after I'm done with that, I'll put in the cleaner and I'll tell you what to do and we'll be ready. This garage is back and I have put in our cleaner. It's a flush plus cleaner. And what it's supposed to do is 2-in-1 for light flushing or heavy duty. In this video, I'm doing light flushing, which is I run the vehicle for 10 minutes. I put some water in the radiator, filled it up. I put in the cleaner in here and in the radiator, and now we're going to start it and run it for about 10 minutes. But make sure you get this all unclogged because sometimes there'll be air pockets and you don't want air pockets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in the engine, or not in the engine, but in the interior, take out my keys, and take the engine. As you can see, it's completely cold. I have not started it today other than to move it. And I will start it, and make sure you don't see a jump in your coolant. Because if you do, then that means, oh crap, you got some air pockets. And all you gotta do is just squeeze the pump again. And I will be back in about 10 minutes. See you later. I'm back, and after running the engine for about 10 to 15 minutes, it has circulated all the coolant through at least a few times to break up any loose stuff, just to clean the radiator a little bit. It's almost like a quick flush. So after that, you want to get your bucket back down in there so you can catch the coolant, or actually water and coolant mixture. And you're going to want to find your thing, quickly untighten it, and when it starts leaking, you don't want to get it much on your hands because it could be hot. And you don't want to touch that hot stuff. Trust me, it burns. And there's a reason. So mostly now it'll be cleaner because it's more water than coolant, but there is still coolant in there. Also, one thing you have to remember is while you're running the vehicle, you want to run the heater on full high. Yeah, that's pretty hot. I don't want to touch that long. Actually, it's burning me through these gloves. So let me just take these gloves off. I have to use my mouth. Couldn't get to them with my other hand since my other hand has a camera in it. So obviously that's going to be a little bit hot. So what you're going to want to wait for is for that to finish drying, or not draining. And you'll put in the coolant with your 5644 measurement. In my 1990 GMC Sierra, now yours might be different. You can actually buy the mixture already 50-50, so you don't have to. It's just a little bit more expensive. But when you get the full concentrate, then all you have to do is add water. So when I'm done draining and I'm ready to put in the next, I will be back in a moment. Hey guys, I'm back with Matt's garage, and I ended up cleaning out the engine. I filled it up with my Prestone, filled it up with some water to make it like a 5644 mix, and now I have filled it up to the clear level of the cold level, actually a little bit above it because it's a warmer engine. I actually did remove this guy for you guys to see where the actual cold level was on this vehicle. Why they put it there and not on the side was dumb, but that's how they did it. And I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please subscribe, and there will be more content coming in the future. And until next time, see you guys later.